Right, so I've been given this by my work colleague from a day job. I had it from new and never gone wrong whatsoever. So, yes, it's 12 years old and never gone wrong. It's a Hoover WMH148DF. So, no, I'm not actually going to film it if I fix it. Which I will, because I've only plugged it in, switched it on, and immediately started filling it with water, because obviously, for whatever reason, they managed to abort it during a cycle. I don't know, because obviously it gets stuck during a cycle, but so let's try and cancel the cycle, put it on spin, and see what happens. Probably nothing. It's probably been washing on 30 by the looks of things, actually, because when it got turned on to 90 it went immediately. So yeah, it's brushes. Right, let's go dig outside brushes and attach them on and see how we get on. Right, so let's just test, make sure everything kind of works. So I just put some stuff in. Around 30-minute wash just to make sure it's all kind of working. And afterwards it's obviously going to get a boil wash out, so. I did plug the motor back in, right? Yeah. The night before. All that stuff is actually from there, so it's actually soaked, because when I first switched on the machine, I wasn't expecting it to kind of. Did I? Oh. So yeah, it looks like we're working so far. Obviously, good thing about the quick wash is obviously it will heat to 4T, so I can test if it heats. Also, that build might throw up the 03 error code if it needs to. It's obviously been washing at 30 for a long time, but they use normal cotton 30, not like a quick wash. Which is a bit surprising, I suppose. Yeah, so anyway, also if you want to watch any videos of this particular model, there are plenty on my channel. Just go search up WMH148 or 148DF, because you'll soon find them. Because I did a lot of videos on it. I think I did about 18, including the cotton standard, so it's all there ready to be viewed. So yes, this is my second one I've had in, which also means that this machine is like 12 years old and never had a fault. Bob's aware anyway. It's from my colleague, and he's had it from new till it broke. So I'm expecting a slight click on the belt because it's been taken off and it's just been refitted on. So right, we'll leave that going and see how we get on. So it's now on to heat. So believe it or not, it is actually heating. Probably up to about 30 anyway. Still got about another 5 or so minutes left for the wash. Finally. Maybe it was on balance. That thing moved then. Bear in mind it was level on the floor and it's got all 4 proper feet on it. All the feet are just rubbish. No, it's decided it was unbalanced. Come back to it in a minute. Right, let's test this out then. So, all it needed so far anyway is a new filter, because the filter wouldn't undo. And inside it was a key jamming it and working. So we'll just do a quick fill and drain test. We'll start with rinse and then we'll move it to spin. I'm actually filling through the fabric stuff. Oh, it is. 29 minutes for a 1 rinse and spin. A bit balmy. So this actually came out a lot later than everything else you think of Beko with this kind of door. So this is kind of like it was released kind of to use up parts, existing parts. But by then you had like the WM5101 and that had a different handle as well as all like other WMs. So So it was chucked out because it wasn't draining, so when they went to go check the filter, it wouldn't unlock. But I took it off, and there wasn't really that well. Wasn't a key and £2 coins. There wasn't anything else in it. Not enough to sustain it to clog. So I checked the pump, and the pump was fine. Anyway, I stuck a new replacement service pump and filter and housing on. I'm not 100% sure why. And the only other thing I can think of is that it's connected to under the sink, and there's a build-up under the sink, not actually because it was used on synthetic Duo 40 with the quick wash. So not sure about that one. Anyway, let's get some washing in it and see how it works. How it goes on. Alright, so I'm just going to stick these towels in. I mean, cosmetically, it's just not great. Oh, the original plastic is still up here, so it will probably be why the top lid's actually less yellow. So, stick these towels in. I haven't got all day. Well, I just want to make sure it heats, so I'm just going to select Duo 40, put some powder in. These towels will get a proper wash. There we go. Yep, so we're fully running, fully working. There's also, oddly, no creaks from the belt. And it's warming up fine. Cool. Okay, now I'm baffled. So we've had a new pump that works fine. There's no other clogs. Very confused. There's also no clogs in the sump. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this recording and see what happens. Okay, so we've got this. I've actually bought this. You'll see more of this later on, but it's got 6 months guarantee with it. Obviously used. But there might be a very slight problem with the board. So we're going to take a look at it anyway first. I'm not. So basically, all it is I'm not sure whether the heater relay is sticking but it's I don't know if it's sticking every now and then because you can. So what happened was this is actually genuinely what happened. So the guy's got it in where I bought it from, put it in, had it working, whatever, put it up for sale. Then they put it on machine clean as I was on the way to go get it. And while it was on machine clean, it just tripped to earth, and the heater that was in it had just totally gone to earth completely. So they put another heater in, and then I put on a cotton quick 40 or something like that, and it worked fine on the 40. Heated up fine. And then got to end up wash. Now I've got it here, and I put it on a 95, and then it was half an hour in on the wash, and it was still stone cold. It just wasn't heating. I put it on that quite 95 quick. So basically I pressed start pause, and then start it again, and then I heard 2 clicks when it started up, and it was unheating. And then it got to the end of the wash, did a cool down, drain, fine, done 2 rinses, or 3 rinses, whatever, fine, spilled fine, got to the end, fine. So what I'm going to do now, before we try and do any loads of laundry, just in case, I'm going to actually check the main board and see what, if we've got any resistance, if we've got any leakage, because that could be an indicator. But oddly enough though, what's confusing is the fact that there's no error code at all. So yeah. Now. Right, so that's this WD-440 that I got like a few years ago. I think it was about 2 years ago, which my uncle gave me. In exchange, we'll say in exchange, so basically he gave it me and I sold him a Trixie Bendix AW1001, and there's a new ZWC 37100 back, because they wanted a separate washer and dryer rather than a washer and dryer combined. Also, they thought this was just a washer anyway. Apparently they gave it me full working order, but when I spun the drum, I just noticed that there was a some bearing noise. Anyway, it's been sat 2 years, and the bearing noise is slightly worse. Not totally worse, but the bearings have gone, so need replacing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to test this out. We're going to put it on program, where's Fast Wash? E. Put it on 40 if we want. Put it on 60, and then we'll do some drying for 60 minutes. So it should take, what, 2 hours from now? So, to be honest, I don't need any fabric softener. These are just test clothes, so they're not actually being washed. But everything actually, the main control board actually works like perfectly fine. So what happens sometimes is if you get a WF or a WD like this from this area and you go to turn it on, it takes a while, and you press one of the buttons and it might take a while before it responds. That's the actual top control board actually starting to go instead, in such a way where actually you might not be able to turn it on. So there is cases where you need to change the top board. Anyway, not filming the whole thing, so I'll just leave it going and see how it goes. Anyway, I'm harvesting quite a lot of the panels, and you'll see why later on, after I've scrapped it down, but it is going full scrap, unfortunately. Yeah, so we've got a super slim hot point, HSTB621. It doesn't even have a range. I presume it's like some weird first edition model that was like just to use parts up. They did do that, and it's been fitted with a normal drum. Yeah, that doesn't even have the super slim drum that you find on, say, WMA, like the WMA QF 61 that I had. That's a really, really slim drum. Like, it comes to about there instead. Although, saying that, it's slightly wider. This is a standard Indesit 5 kilogram drum in it. I suspect it's dripping because either the heater might have a slight earth leak and therefore need changing, or the motor might have a slight earth leak and need changing. If she can get it to wash, it's a bit... Generally speaking, it sounds more like the motor. But then again, I'm going to have to sort the plug out first. Well, that's unacceptable. What it looks like, looking at this, is that this was directly put into... maybe. I reckon this was hardwired in because she got it used. And then obviously a plug's been put on since, so we'll cut these wires down first, rewire the plug, then we'll test the heater and motor for earth leakages before we even try to put this in. So we'll do that first. This actually heat through there. It's probably about like 30 on the door, which means it's probably about 650 inside. We've definitely got to temperature anyway during the wash. I think we're entering first rinse now. That's draining and so, you know, I'm about to go into spin. I thought I'd just show you my multimeter. A second one. I say my second one, it's my dad's. But ever since we put a new battery in, it's just... Well, actually this is a new problem. The screen's now decided to start playing up, but the other problem is it just won't switch off. That's off and it's not off. So I'm not sure why, but now the screen's gone as well. It's kind of had it now. It is like 30-year-old. I think it's older than me. So anyway, I got him to dig it out in the first place because my leads were broken on mine. So I'll just take these off and then use them on mine now. Anyway. Fine. Got another at least 5 years in it. Right, so we're on the drying cycle, 60 minutes. But actually it might be 80 minutes. I'm sure it's 60 plus 20. So... might be 80 minutes. Anyway, we'll see if it gets hot. The fan's definitely on. You can hear it. So we'll leave it going and see if it gets hot. It's been on for about 5 minutes so far. So far, it looks like everything's fine apart from the bearings. but I need everything to save. I need to save 2 machines for this. 2 WD-420s, so watch for that. Definitely fully working. Look at the steam coming out of that. I thought I'd just join here, so this 10-year-old Beko. It's still got its original like wrapping. So on the lid. I mean, how does he get dirt underneath the wrapping? Oh well, let's take it off. Well, I've had washer dryers for years. Well, you know. But I don't actually ever remember like steam coming out of it during the drying cycle. I mean, obviously it's boiling hot and it is drying. It's just weird how it's so much steam's coming out of it. Right. No, that just might lock itself. Or maybe. Who knows? So basically, I've got this Kenwood K712M15, obviously from Curry's originally, but it needs, well, it's going to need suspension anyway. A drum paddle. Door lock straight away. That was a bit weird. Why has it done that? Pump works fine. There's no filter as well. The filter had to be nicked from this because I put the wrong filter on the Indesit that I sold to him. And then oh, it's leaking. So we had, oddly enough, this fits. So a mid-ear filter fits Indesit. Why is this just not working at all now? Well, they're saying that if it locks straight away, maybe it thinks it's too much pressure, water. So what happened as well? It broke 2 months ago, and they thought the suspension had gone or something. Obviously, when it went, it must have jumped out originally. So they ordered suspension dampers, and then the company they bought it from didn't. 6 weeks on, never received dampers. But not only that, the payment was never taken out either, so we don't know what's going on there anyway. But I got to it and it was like, yeah, the suspension dampers aren't your problem. That is, and it's just, you know, it's just the ending machine anyway. Make a nice fire tub though. is a little questionable why it locked straight away, which is a bit weird. But as long as it tries to go and tries to spin, then I say it's fine. Board looks fine. There we go. Right. It's got one suspension damper on, by the way. It's like 14 minutes of spin. Anyway, just gonna leave that going. I want it to get to the end and unlock by itself. So, well, I say at 400, so it ain't gonna get any faster than that. Right, let's take a look at this that I bought for myself. This 9kg Beko, red Beko Excellence. Right, let's see if it works. So we'll put it on timed. I suppose that'll be enough. Oddly enough, like these bars here, they're still there, you know. So let's, there we go, try. So we'll leave that to dry. I think this is unlocked actually. Oh, it has. That's good. Right, I'll strip this down. Nice and warm. see what this does. Oh, and even more weird, I hooked it all up. As soon as I plugged it in, it started. So, yeah, that's a bit odd. Anyway, so it's apparently tripping electric. The thing is, I've already seen if there's any leakage on the heater, seen if there's any leakage on the motor. I can't see anything that would cause any kind of leakage. That also being said, I don't know what type of tripping electric it is. So is it drawing too much power through rather than just drawing... rather than going to earth? Who knows? Now, I'll plug this camera in. I'm going to leave this running anyway. Oh. Oh, well, weird. So it is tripping electric. But what? Interesting. That took ages. But it's gone through its whole cycle. It's got to like the final rinse, and randomly tripped. So it's tripping its way, but there's water on this motor. Obviously, you can see how rusted the motor is anyway. But there's water going onto it from the word somewhere. The trouble is, I've just tilted this back and just I can't really tell where the water's coming from. Obviously the water's there. I would probably think that it's coming from the top somewhere. Yeah. But that's probably why it's tripping. I can't even see a leak anywhere. And I'm wondering whether... Because if the leak's at the top of the machine and it's leaking around, that might be what's causing it. The trouble is... Right, I'll take the top off and see what I can see. I mean, I've had the top off before, but I can't see anything. So, I might have found our leak. Like I said, it's a minuscule leak. And obviously it's been doing it for a very long time. I think it's this. Detergent dispenser. Because you can see a lot of detergent here that's built up. So it's somehow come out, unusually. And it's dripped down. Then it's dripped down here. Then it's going round. And then just going on the motor. And on the suspension leg. And over time it's just rotted everything. And burnt out the motor. Most might be alright, but the water and electric don't mix. So of course, it's going to earth. So I reckon it's that. Alright, so let's just test this out. So this is actually quite an important machine for me. So, my Nana had this before her Candy CN146. That is obviously on the channel. But this is basically the childhood machine to that. Underneath it's a service. I think it uses the latest timer anyway. Just to how long it is, you know, from here to there. Pretty sure it's the older style timer. The newer style timer, like on the KRS, for example. But of course, this uses an induction motor rather than a brush motor. Because they all did, all the washer dryers did. Weird noise that just like I can't tell what it is. not as whirry as my Nana's actually. That's the weird thing. It does work though, so that's a good thing. Yeah, my Nana used to just use synthetic 60 all the time, so it used to be program 7 and then used to respin on program 5. But I always remember she said, oh, advance it past 1, like slightly past the number. That's 1,000. That's silent. Oh, I think I've worked out what it is though. I think what's making the noise. So, it's not delivering power smoothly. The induction motors. Huh. I thought there was only 2 speeds. I thought it was just 500 and 1,000. Looks like there's a 500, 800 and 1,000. So yeah, it's definitely doing that. It's putting like power in. Jit, 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 jit. So 1,000, it's alright. I'm happy with it. So we'll do a quick boil wash out of it. And then filter's completely clear. Cosmetically, it looks good at the top, but at the bottom there is some slight rust, which was pointed out when I bought it. It looks like it's been painted over, so it looks like it's old rust. Nice thing about it is that the house it came from was just basically somebody. It was a little lady that's. Okay, so I'm going to run a ball wash now and see how we got on. Although I can't really feel it that much, there is heat there, so the heater's definitely working. Apparently the dryer also works on this still. So we'll try the dryer out tomorrow. I'm going to leave this running for now. It's fine. Right. So I'll put a piece of tissue there. So the motor's pretty burnt out, but there was a leak here. So what I've done is put a piece of tissue there, any drips on that, and we know this is still leaking. Cool. Just run this on the odd few cycles, and then I've got to change the damper and possibly the motor over. Definitely damper though, because it's rotted on. It's sort of like rotted on the stainless steel bit. We have the damper bit. But I think I cured it. Hopefully. Right, let's test the dryer function on this. They did say it was working because there's a and even when I picked it up, the half load dryer button and the extra rinse button were both on. You'd think 50 minutes would be enough for this, wouldn't you? But even I remember this dryer being rubbish, even as a kid. I think I put like one pair of pants in at one point, like one pair of trousers. I'll be on for like 40 minutes, and after the cycle finished, put it on for another 40 minutes, and it still won't dry after 80 minutes. Okay, that sheet's dry.